Hello, Fit Pros. Hey, come on in, say hello. Let me know that you're here. I love it when you give me comments and let me know who's watching, where you're coming from. Tell me what stage you're at in your career. I want to hear it all, you guys. So today is the Fit Pro Show, and we are here with Brodowsky. I'm going to bring her on in just a minute. But first, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about career longevity. We're going to be talking about Barbara's new project called WRKOUT. We're going to be talking all things. Maybe we'll get into some ageism. I know we were discussing that in the comments a little bit. Hey, Glenn, hello. This is the Fit Pro Show. This is the show that I created for you. It's live, it's interactive, it's broadcast to YouTube, the Facebook group, and the Fit Pros Facebook channel all at the same time. So you can ask comments and you can ask questions and give comments, and we can answer them here live on the air. This is the show that I created for you to get you industry information, business resources, and connections to each other and to big stars and professionals in the industry. I'm Kelly Coulter. I've been a fitness instructor since 1994. I've been an online marketer since 1999. And in the last 6 years, I've bootstrapped 2 businesses. So I am helping fitness instructors to bootstrap their own businesses and build a business that gets to 6 figures, or doesn't dip into your savings, all of those good things that we want to do. I've got a little script over here and I have not memorized it. Told you we simulcast. I think we're good. Say hello in the comments. Y'all, I'm going to bring on Barbara Brodowsky. Hello, thank you, and welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, this is such a long time coming. We have talked about doing this for so long.
We really have. And today's a momentous occasion because you guys are right in the middle of launching WRKOUT. Yes. And you're onboarding your first set of full-time trainers right now.
Yeah, today's the day. Like it's listen, what a year, right? You know what's funny, Kelly? Like when we're all in the midst of the pandemic, we all kind of looked back. We never knew what our next thing was going to be, possibly. And then so today I kind of woke up and thought, gosh, I didn't see this coming, And today we're bringing on some full-time trainers to the platform. We're in our private beta. We can talk about this. We're in a private beta test. So, but today's a big day for me, a big day for the company, for everybody, for my team, for all the people I work with. It's good.
I'm so excited and I can't wait to hear all about it. I know that there are so many different options for instructors who are interested in going online. And I don't know, should we do it at the beginning or should we do it at the end? Should we go ahead and
let's just tease them with it.
So we're going to be talking about WRKOUT, our WRKOUT.com.
Yep.
Beautiful. And also an app, of course, right?
It's actually a progressive web app. So you download it to your computer. It's a progressive web app.
Oh, right.
It's pretty amazing. It's legit.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear all about it. Very cool. But today you really wanted to come on, and one of the things that you're passionate about is talking about career longevity and fitness.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. We've talked back and forth, Kelly, about this. And if even on my call with my team earlier today, everyone's talking about how long they've been in the industry. And I'm like, I am the patriarch right now, just about everybody. So I got into the industry when I was in college or when I was in high school, just teaching fitness classes, and, was actually going to college to be a lawyer. My major was English with a minor history. And when I started teaching fitness classes, that all kind of changed. Like it really kind of swooped me up, and I knew that I wanted to have fun. And I didn't see myself being a lawyer anymore. So I got into fitness at a young age, like 17, I started teaching classes. And what I've noticed over the course of my career in the industry, and especially now in this space right now, is, when you start out in this space or when you're in this space, navigating your career is critical. And I think I've said that for years, but the pandemic highlighted that when people got their hours taken away from a gym and they couldn't teach anymore, people were really pushed back on their heels. And I think there's a way we can navigate this. Even if you're in the middle of your career, even if you're running out of runway, it's not too late to make these changes and and try to manage your career. And something we don't talk about in fitness, like managing a career, that's more like for banking or nah.
Yeah.
We
No,
need to manage our
100% true.
career.
I mean, when you think about it, people were they were so busy and caught up in their day to day. They were running, all of us were running from gym to gym to gym. If you were trying to make a living off of teaching fitness, you were teaching 5 and 6 classes a day in different locations and never even stopped to think about what happens if I get sick? What happens if the world shuts down? What do I do when I'm ready to retire?
You don't even think about that one, right? What happens if the world shuts down? It won't. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy talk. That's never going to.
And by the way, I'm not proud of this, Kelly, but I was the one a year ago, like my Instagram stories are coming up where I'm like, it's only going to be 2 weeks. There's no way it'll be longer than 2 weeks. Like I am on the wrong side of history on that, but I'm on the right side of history when it comes to career longevity though. So balance me out.
So tell me more.
So I think there's a couple things that people need to take a look at when they decide to make this a full-time gig. And I think a lot of people take this as a side hustle, which is perfectly fine. Like there's 2 types of users in the fitness industry. There's the full-time fitness instructor, or there's the person where it's a side hustle and like a hobby. Mm-hmm. And I think people try to come over and make it a full-time job, and they try to do that just through teaching classes or doing personal training sessions. Mm-hmm. And the problem with that is when you stop moving your body, you stop making a living. And it's very difficult to ever go on vacation, to have a sick day. I mean, to have a personal day, because if you're not moving your body, you're not making a living. Mm-hmm. And I think there's ways people can navigate that, because what you really need in this space is either a couple streams of income, right? So you can be a fitness instructor and also have another stream of income coming in doing something else. And I'm not here to push any side hustle but there's tons out there. You know, if you want to sell clothes or sell, shakes, or if you want to sell, whatever, there's ways to make money and still be in this space. But I think what's really important is people need to understand that there's 2 types of people in the space. There's like the instructor, and then there's the instructor that kind of learns to manage other things. And I always say that to have longevity, you need to learn to manage people and things. And I think the things part is one aspect, and the people part is another. And if you're an instructor, you're going to be very drawn to the people. This
is really interesting, because I've been talking about that a lot. The fact that most of us have been working full time in order to afford our career in fitness.
Yes.
And that we realized now with COVID, how kind of backwards that was. But I think for a lot of people, they felt like that was the only way. I know for me, I worked full time for 20 years as a web developer, and then I led website teams and I did big online projects. For me, I just never considered the fact that there would be another way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's other ways, but you have to put some thought into it. And the one thing is, like I said, we're really good at the people piece. Mm-hmm. And by the way, everyone's not good at the people piece. Mm-hmm. I think being good with people is harder than being good with the things, because you can read a book to deal with the things, and you can take an Excel course to deal with the things. But that people connective piece is why we're so valuable in this space, because we can connect with people. So if you can take your connection with people and then pair it with another skill set to manage the things and get into operations, or get into some sort of a management on that side of the business, you'll have more career longevity. And I think people think that only means like a manager of a gym. No, actually it doesn't. Like you can manage things in fitness well beyond just being a gym manager. There's, especially nowadays in this space, there's so many other opportunities with, if you just look at like Lululemon, I mean, that's a place where that was not a fitness space, and now it is a fitness space. So there's so much crossover, and there's so much opportunity, and people are looking, people who are doing startups, or people who are running businesses that are fitness based or health and I really want to say health and wellness too, because I think we're way more than just, a workout class. We encompass mind, body, and spirit. Mm-hmm. And so when you look at it as mind, body, and spirit, there's so many other ways to have other streams of income coming in. And what people are looking for, in my estimation right now, are the people who have those soft skills when it comes to dealing with personalities. Anybody who's dealt with personalities in fitness, it can be tricky. And but we normally have these soft skills that sometimes managers don't have. Sometimes, and I use this story all the time. Like, I'm going to the gym space because everyone can kind of relate. But sometimes, like the manager at the gym, he became the manager because he had the best sales, and the best sales doesn't translate to being a good manager because of the people piece, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So we are more, I think we're more set up for success in this space than anybody, because we have those soft skills, and acquiring the other stuff. You just follow the right people, read the right books, and be brave and step into it.
So how do you feel like you would communicate that? So let's say you are working in a facility and you see the salespeople moving up the chain constantly. And part of the issue with an instructor or a personal trainer is that you're there, you do the thing that you're there to do, and then you leave, and you're not involved in the back office conversations. A lot of times, maybe you get to know the counter people, but not really the management people. So tell me a little bit about what you recommend in terms of just getting involved in those conversations.
I think leaders tend to rise up and are easily seen. I think everyone can look at a group of instructors, and there's some instructors that are great instructors, other instructors that are actually like they kind of rose to the top. When you feel like you have the ambition or the ability to walk into or step up to a leadership role, you need to talk to either the manager of the gym, the operation manager of the gym, the manager of whatever facility it is, and tell them what your plans are. Like, listen, I have these goals. I'm really good at this. I can also do this. I'm a great fit. And one thing we do really well in our space is talk about fitness, but we don't talk about ourselves very well. I think I think we self-deprecate a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And it's when you use self-deprecation, it warms people up. Kind of like it makes them, it kind of drops the barrier.
Absolutely. We walk into a class as the instructor, and we think that people are looking at us and saying they should look just like us. They should have outfits just like us. And so we self-deprecate in order to kind of diffuse that whole attitude. And along with that, we've also been kind of at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to pay scale. So it's really easy for us to just look at the skill that we possess as not valuable.
Yeah. It's so funny you say it, because I think too, if you say it, you believe it. And I think sometimes we use self-deprecation talk to kind of to warm people up, or to make people not so fearful of what's to come, because like you're going to do a hard class or something. I don't know. But I know that space, and I just feel like know who you are, know your potential, know what the possibilities are, and walk in with a plan. And so if your goal is to have a management role, let people know that. Let people know what your plans are, and let them know your skill sets. And explain to them why you are best suited. And by doing that, you're for the first time taking control of your career. You're not just going to teach a class at 8 o'clock in the morning, 3 days a week. You're actually going to take control of your trajectory in the space. And I think that's really important, because I think we just kind of, like you said, get in our car and drive from gym to gym. And there's so much more available. I mean, my gosh, my career, if you think about this, Kelly, I mean, I went from 24-hour fitness to the YMCA to Beachbody, now to WRKOUT. I haven't had tons of jobs, but I've met tons of people. And I think that's like kind of how I met you. This space, I'm looking at all these great names up here, Gina and Liz. Hi, everybody. When you look at who we are in this space, your next job is going to probably happen by who you're connected with.
100%.
Speak to that for all of my jobs I've had, pretty much been and I only had a handful, but it's because I've known someone and they've known me and my work ethic. And so it's really important that we always connect to other people in this space, always on Facebook, in Google Chats, wherever you can meet people and talk and have some form of connection, because they're probably going to be your next opportunity is going to come from your list of your friends or your circle of influence.
Absolutely. So you talk about career longevity and you talk about kind of varying your skills within the fitness space
Yep.
through maybe moving into management, maybe crossover opportunities in a broader wellness sense, or maybe even in athleisure and things like that.
Yeah.
I know I teach this by teaching fitness instructors and personal trainers entrepreneurship skills so that they can build their own audience and kind of write their own paycheck and build their own schedule and that sort of thing. Tell me more about the specific kind of, so if we're going to leave out the whole entrepreneur piece and talk about the employee piece, tell me more about kind of where you see those roles being and going.
It's a boy. 6 months ago, 9 months ago, or today, like, I don't, I saw someone post today about, everyone's talking about the future of fitness, and we're talking about the future of fitness because it's new. It's like, it's going to be novel. Like the coronavirus was novel. Like the future of fitness is now something that's new. If you think about it, we've operated the same exact way for 30 years.
True. Yes.
And so now we are functioning fully in a hybrid model. It will be a hybrid model forever. People who work out from home now, someone like me, I enjoy working out from home. It's very, very convenient for me, but I do miss people and that connection piece of classes. But you cannot talk me out of working out from home anymore, because I've done it for a year and I'm really good at it, and it's very convenient. And there's people like me who want that hybrid piece. There's some people that are not going to be comfortable coming back to the gym anytime soon. Soon. And there's, even with the vaccine, there's people who just be fearful. And then there's the other group that is kind of, I think, not being honest by saying the gyms are going to open back up and it'll be business as usual. Nah, it's not going to be business as usual. It's not.
No.
So you need to have, when we say, I'm in California, so we're still pretty closed. So I'm coming from, a scarcity mindset pretty much, because we've been closed. We're still, our restaurants just open like at 10% capacity or something, and our gyms are reservation only. So if you do want to go back into that space, if you want to get into some sort of a managerial role, if we talk just about the gym, then 100% it's partnering with someone who is at that level in a gym and tell them what your intentions are. But
partnering,
also,
I love that word.
Yes. And what I say too is, maybe it's not a manager job at a gym as your first managerial role, but maybe it's going to be managing. Is that a word? Because I think I made it up. Managing, being a manager at a place you also enjoy. Like, I would love to work at a Lululemon. I would love to work, because we're fun people, right?
Yes.
Like, selling clothes to fun people. So find a way to kind of get your managerial chops up and running, and you can come back to that. Because one of the guys on my team is from banking, and he loved fitness. So he just made the trend. So it doesn't matter where you are, just make sure that your skill set can transfer over to what you really want to do to have fun with. And Kelly, we talked about having fun. Like, if this isn't fun, right? It's like, we're not, I always say we're not saving the world. We are saving the world, but it's just not so serious. Like, if we can't have fun in the space and enjoy it, then we're doing it wrong. We're just doing fitness wrong.
Absolutely, because your personal experience is going to translate to your customers' experience, your clients' experience, your participants' experience. And if we are not selling them a superior and exciting and fulfilling experience, then they're not going to come back. Yeah. So we have to be kind of 10 times above whatever we want them to be getting out of this.
And if you're in the fitness space as an instructor, a personal trainer, learn everything about the business. One thing what I've noticed during the pandemic is, when things got shut down, it was a level playing field for everyone. Like, it was level. Like, it was like, all of a sudden everyone's the same, whether you taught 20 classes a week or 2 classes a week, made $100 an hour or $20 an hour. It's like, whoop, it was all level. And it's really important that you know every aspect of the business, because now that gyms are starting to rehire again and grow, they're not going to hire as many people back. They're not going to need to. So the more you know about the space, and the more you know about where we're going in the industry with the hybrid model, what the trends are in fitness, kind of like HIIT training is kind of going back a little bit right now. And we're coming back to more low impact, or more, I don't want to say user friendly. It's all user friendly, but stuff that's more gentle on your body. There's so many, know the trends. Because if you're going to go back to a gym and say, I want to teach, I hate to use insanity as an example because that was where I work, but it's true. I'll just put it out there. If you want to go back to the gym and teach insanity, you're probably not going to get a prime time slot because that's not what it was 2 years ago. It's a different space right now. It really is more boot camp based, protocol based, strength and cardio combined, or Metcon versus just, high intensity interval training where you're doing jumping jacks, and killing yourself for, 30 minutes to an hour.
Well, that brings me right into kind of the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the audience has totally changed, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
The audience that's going to be in the gym is going to be less diverse by age and health condition, because anybody that has special considerations is probably going to be doing whatever offerings your gym has from home or their own version of that. On top of that, everything that is, whether you're working for a facility or working for yourself, if you are broadcasting online, those audiences have completely diversified.
Oh, yeah.
We have the ability to serve specialty audiences in better, more effective ways.
Yeah.
So the audience for fitness has totally changed.
Yeah. It's funny when I look back at when I was teaching classes last year. It's been a year now since I taught my last fitness class, by the way. But last year, the people who would come back today at the large box I taught at would be completely different. It'd be completely different than it is now. So knowing your audience, and also not only knowing your audience, but knowing what's best for them. And I think that's where we make our biggest mistake sometimes is we want to do what we love to do. But the facts of the matter are right now, the people with the money are Gen Xers and baby boomers. There's the two classes with the two generations with the money. And what they're going to need is fitness for longevity and fitness for autonomy. And if you want to make
interesting,
yes, if you want to make money in this space right now, I think there's a place for high intensity interval training. I have a treadmill, I run. But I think more importantly to me right now is longevity and autonomy. I want to be able to live a long life, be healthy. I want to be able to have a wide gait. So when I walk, I don't shuffle. I want to have, I don't want to trip and fall. Like I have all these things. And your legs, when you lose your leg strength, you lose your life.
Yes.
So training, because I'm 54, training my generation and older how to live a healthy life. I'm telling you right now, that's where the money is.
For anybody that was multitasking just now, I want to kind of repeat that. I think that was so huge. We as fitness instructors and personal trainers, especially probably in the first 10 years of our career, I think this gets beaten out of us after time, but you'll hear it constantly in the different Facebook groups and different forums, people focusing on people saying that people are in class because they want to lose weight. And that if you want to get my dander up, say that.
I can't even fix my face.
It's absolutely just not the truth. You're people that have been coming to class and are continuing to consume a workout product. They kind of are where they are a lot of times, and they're not looking for huge changes to their body mass or their body. They're there because it makes them feel good, because they like the community. And as this audience gets older and more diverse, as things move online, as everybody ages, the goal is autonomy and longevity.
And Terry had, she said, what's the definition of autonomy in this realm? So
great question.
A trainer is a really good question. Thanks, Terry. To live an autonomous life, I need to be able to do the primary moves, right? Sit, squat, walk, get up from laying down, all the basic primary moves. That's how you live an autonomous life, is being able to stand up by yourself, sit down by yourself, and then do the basic things. My dad is 78, and last year, he'll hate me telling this, but he installed a rail on his door and his wall to stand up when he goes to the bathroom. And I was so mad about it. I'm like, Dad, the minute you start, using a crutch to get up, but he said, I don't want to fall at night. And so I had to kind of pull back a little bit, like, okay, true, because he can stand up from sitting down. But at nighttime, that's how he stays autonomous. but making sure he can stand up from the sit down position is incredibly important. And people forget about those things. They think core strength is incredibly important, just to have. So you'll see when people get older, they start to bend over, their world gets smaller, and also they start to shuffle. And Dr. Lenz Kravitz said one time, it stuck with me, always walk fast, walk with urgency, walk. Because as you age, you walk slower. So you don't want to go into aging walking slower. You want to go into aging walking fast. So when you do start walking slower, you have that longer runway. So for me, the Gen Xers and the baby boomers, it's all about our runway, right? Our runway till the end of our life, but it's about our runway. And you don't want to go into that having all these stupid things. Like, come on, we can open people's hip flexors. We can help them walk.
Yes.
Those are the things. Those are the things. Functional. I love this. Yes. Functional and yoga balance is something else. That's
balance, huge.
When you lose your balance, you're going to lose your autonomy. So just think about all the things you need to live autonomously for the rest of your life. And how does that translate into movement and fitness? So we got off on a tangent on that, but if you want to make money in the space, that's where the money's going to be.
Think about you're getting up there in age, your kids are watching, and the first time that you trip on something because you're shuffling and you're not picking up your feet because you no longer have leg strength, you no longer have the strength in the front of your lower legs that picks up your toes, then you fall. Now your kids want to have you living with them or put you somewhere where you've got care. And that's what people, as they get up there, want to avoid.
Yep.
I know with my yoga participants, I always say I have a lady that when she first started coming to me, she was all the way hunched over. She stands up and walks like a 20-year-old now.
When I talk about that, you'll see me like when I talk me too. It's so true. Just remembering those little things. So I think if you want career longevity and you're getting this space right now, that's where you're going to find it too. You're not going to, I spent really quick before we go. I spent most of my career helping people with their careers, like becoming instructors and teaching certain classes. And so, with Beachbody, we did all pre-designed programming, and it was such a gift at the time. But in retrospect, I think sometimes it didn't help our industry because it didn't allow people to think on their own, program on their own, create things on their own. So there's a class of us that started teaching before pre-designed, and then a class who's only taught in the pre-designed space. And it's really important that you're able to create your own programming and create your own workouts for these people. And it's challenging to do, but if you only have done pre-designed, really get out of your comfort zone and really, because I don't think we've helped the industry. I think we brought people in by doing that, and hopefully they're here to stay. But I also think that we didn't help them in the long term because we kind of spoon fed them what they needed to do by themselves.
So you don't feel like there's any pre-designed that's really meant for functional fitness that's got a wide range of acceptance?
Oh, sure. Oh my gosh. Les Mills has tons of stuff. Oh, there's tons out there. But I think people should do both. I just think that people should learn how to do this by themselves as well. Like learn how to do it by yourself as well. Don't just take the food. Find the food.
Oh, there we go. So I'm seeing a question here, and I'm going to combine it with something that we were talking about earlier. So it says, so the message is the same as the last few years, functional fitness. And I want to ask you, are there things beyond that? But also we were having this discussion on ageism in the comments. I think you saw that. And are you saying that as we age, that the older instructors should be looking to work with the older populations? How do we kind of combat that piece in the industry and find
I can't change the world when it comes to ageism. I wish I could. My friend Shailene Johnson said, she was one of Beachbody super trainers, and she said one time to me, they only want to see a woman in spandex for so long. And I thought, ouch, but it's true. Like Tony Horton and Shanti will have a longer lifespan than a woman possibly. And I can't change that. But I don't think just because I'm older, I need to just go to just one modality. I would definitely teach a range of classes. I would still teach cycling. I'd still teach strength training. But I would also make sure that I'm up to speed on functional training. So yes, so functional fitness as we age, yes. And the problem with this, it's not mainstream because it's not sexy. You can put a body pump class on the schedule, it will fill. You say, functional fitness is like, who's going with that? We haven't found a way to make it sexy yet. So
I think it needs to be named for the audience rather than for the kind of industry term that we use.
Yeah, we need a way to make functional fitness sexy. And honestly, no one's, in my estimation, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen something that's super sexy and everyone's like, yeah, let's do that, like spinning or Zumba, or we need to find a way to make it more mainstream and more sexy. And also use a bait and switch, call it one thing and then throw it in there. And next thing you know, they love it.
There was an offering that Les Mills had done that was kind of specifically for that, and you used balls. And,
I remember that. Yep.
I don't think they're doing that anymore.
That's the problem. See, the intentions.
I think it was called like Move, and it made you feel like you were some kind of like it was going to be chair fitness, or like that you didn't know how to move already.
It's just hard. And someone said proprioception. Yes, everything. Finding a way to sneak in balance opportunities. And that's when I teach a strength training class, I sneak in the balance. I haven't sat on one foot, close our eyes. I always sneak that stuff in because you can't say, let's take a class on balance. No, but you can throw it, you can sprinkle it. You can just sprinkle it.
Oh yeah. We do a lot of balance in my yoga, and I've got all ranges really. I mean, it's amazing. I've got some people that do it before their run or after their run. And then I've got some people that are doing it as their entire workout for 2 times a week, but all of them are able to make progress because I work on the balance so much. We work on, a lot of strength stuff, and we really just continue to push the envelope and make progress.
I don't lecture about it, but when I do it, I explain why I'm doing it.
Yes.
So they understand, like, I'm not just doing this for fun. Like, this is really, really important. This is more important. Your balance is more important than what your butt looks like. Like it's more, your balance is one of the most important things. When that's gone, it's all gone. Like your leg strength, it's gone. So I just sprinkle it in there.
I love it.
Bait and switch, which is not the right thing to say, but it really is.
Oh no, they're calling it sprinkling in the comments.
Just sprinkle it in. Yeah, don't show. Listen, it's like religion. Don't throw it down someone's throat. Just be an example. Like be an example of, what's it called? Be a product of the product. I love balance. I love strength training. When I'm 75 years old, I hope we can have the same conversation that I'm still doing balance, still doing strength training, because I'll be a product of the product.
I wanted to run back to something that you said about Shailene Johnson, because it occurred to me as you were saying it. And I don't know anything about like the incomes or the levels of these different people, but I'm seeing Shanti is still making videos. He had his hair in braids the other day. It was on Instagram, and there is all the gray sprinkled in there. And Tony Horton, but Shailene Johnson has found a way to kill the game in a completely different realm.
I mean, shout out to Shailene. She sent me those flowers for my birthday, so if I can give her a shout out, she's one of the most gracious.
Can you get her on my show?
Oh gosh,
those flowers are lovely.
The most gracious. She's someone who's changed our industry forever. And what she did, point taken. Shailene's someone who made her footing in fitness and then pivoted and found a better way. She still does fitness. She still promotes fitness. She has different streams of income, and one of them is fitness, but another one is marketing. Another one is social media. Like, she's just a genius.
And this lovely, lovely life where she gets to build a business with her kids.
Yes.
I don't know. How many kids does she have?
She has 2, Brock and Shailene. I mean, Brock and Sierra. Sorry, Brock and Sierra.
Does Sierra work with her as well, or just Brock?
Sierra does. Yeah, Brock does for sure. And Sierra does behind the scenes stuff. Sierra does, I think Sierra does a lot of her, what's it called? Graphic design. And because Sierra's very, very artsy, very creative. Just
so you guys, I mean, look at this. When we were talking earlier about building a career that you love and having fun, that's the dream right there. But it's not going to happen until you step up and claim it. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
Somebody else says, I want your career to be fun. I want your career to be exactly what you want. You have to say, no, that is not what I want to be doing. And yes, this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's going to work.
You know it. Well, let me talk about workout really quick before we go.
Please. Thank you.
Well, I'm so excited about this because I don't know about y'all, but my last year was rough. Like, I think all of us were like, what happened? And, I had an opportunity was given through a friend, by the way. So a friend of mine said, hey, talk to this guy at WRKOUT. And WRKOUT is an online health and wellness platform that's fully unique. It's we are bringing together the world's best trainers and health and wellness experts, as well as clients, we call them movers, into one platform. So we were creating this dynamic space where trainers can charge what they should charge, and they can make a great living on an optimized platform for personal trainers. So we have the right camera and the screenshots, and the workouts are embedded, and it's not on demand. It's all, we say that workout is where connected fitness gets personal. And so we really are priding ourselves on having some of the best trainers on the platform. And we're also bringing in the movers, the clients. So it's not like a platform where you put yourself on there and you're like, where are the people? Well, you can bring your people because it's an amazing platform, but also we're going to be such a great marketplace. They will have movers, we're calling movers, on there looking for some of the world's best talent. Because there's people like where I live, we don't have a lot of personal training options. And this is just an amazing option for people around the world to find some of the best trainers. So it's WRKOUT.com. We're in the beta test right now. So we're going to go live probably about another month. We'll come out of our private beta into a public beta, and then we're going to launch. So we can put the link to WRKOUT.com in there, and you can click on a link that says I want to be a trainer on it. But we're really looking for some of the world's best fitness talent, because there's an opportunity to bring two great things together versus just be something for, trainers to use. We really wanted to optimize it for the trainers to run their entire business, from taking the money to the scheduling, all of the pain points that trainers have. And the beauty of it too is the time zone. So if you're East Coast, you can train West Coast clients, East Coast clients. So you're not only doing those wicked split shifts, you can train clients in the UK. And so there's just the time zone options just open up when you're a worldwide platform. So I'm super proud of it. I didn't see it coming, when you're in the midst of like, what am I doing next? And so I'm just honored that they picked me to be on the team, and it's going to be disruptive. It's going to be one of the best things that's happened in the fitness landscape for trainers in a long time. We're really trying to make all those pain points that we talk about all the time go away. We want to make your lives really easy. And we want to be able to go on vacation, go on vacation, train 2 clients while you're there. We also have a really great referral mechanism too. So if you bring people onto the platform, there's a way for you to make a passive income. So there's just some great things about it. So thanks for letting me talk about that, because it's a really fun thing.
It is really fun. So it's a marketplace, but it's a little bit more. It sounds like there is video content it's all on-demand content.
Not on demand. We'll have some on-demand content when it comes to things like sleep, water, stretch. We'll have stuff like that, but no, we're not. There's so much on-demand content out there right now. Like, we don't need to be, there's those, you go on Peloton, tons. What we really is that personal one-on-one personal training or small group training. Yoga, we're going to do, we talk about having, anybody in the health and wellness space. Mm-hmm. So the world's our oyster. Like, we have so much opportunity right now. We're starting with one-on-one personal training and small group training, and just in health and wellness space. But as we grow, there's so much opportunity, because like I said, think of it like Airbnb. Mm-hmm. We want the trainers to be like the houses. And, the movers are like looking for the house. So you're just going to scroll and you're going to find the perfect trainer for you in the perfect time zone that has what you need. And you're going to select that trainer and you're going to book with them and have one of the best workouts of your life.
I love it. So I've got a question here. How is this different from OnPodio? So OnPodio is really built for individual instructors to market their own classes and build an audience around their own classes. This is a marketplace where someone will kind of come in and select you. And I think that's one. There are many big
one. And I just heard of OnPodio. I talked to Ingrid Owen today for the first time. I heard about it. It feels like it's small group. It feels like it's kind of business to business.
Business to consumer. So if the instructor is the business,
so business to consumer, where we're trying to take 2 people and bring them together. OnPodio is probably not going to bring people to the class, or we're going to bring people to the trainer.
Yeah, when you're doing something like OnPodio, you're really building your own audience and you're bringing them to the platform so that they've got a place. It manages membership and allows you to put your schedule up there.
Yeah. Yep. And we want to be a brand. Well, how I look at this is, I want to have the best. I want to be like I always talk about Peloton, every call I've been on, but there's such a gold standard right now, but we really do want to be the Peloton of personal training, where Kelly, you're on our platform and you're the new Cody Rigsby. You cannot find a time slot with Kelly because she's so popular. We think that's going to be the possibility we have, is to make true, fitness, I don't know, call them celebrities, but like raise people's profile in a way they deserve to be raised,
Well, I love it. There's definitely room for all the products. The Rising Tide raises all boats.
There's no scarcity. There's no scarcity.
How will you select your trainers?
We have a pretty rigorous process. So it starts with an application and a phone call. Like right now, it was like a long process. Of course, when we open it up more to be more of a marketplace, it'll be interviews, videos. You have to be obviously with a national recognized certification and have some experience. And it's going to happen through the interview process, obviously, and everyone brings something different to the table when it comes to training too, right? So a trainer that I would find awesome, someone else would be like, that's not awesome. Like, but it is for me because they are engaging, they're diversion. Like, it all depends what people are looking for too. I like diversion and I like to be entertained. I like to forget the fact that I hate doing a plank. So talk me through it, So everyone's looking for something a little bit different. So we want to have all those types of trainers on the platform.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Great information.
Oh, thanks, Kelly. We've talked for so long about doing this. I'm so glad it landed on the day I was available. So thank you so much.
Let's do it again. So when you really start opening up and starting to audition more trainers and put them through the selection process, let's definitely just come on and just talk about this. I think people, I think there's a real need to start to understand these different ways that you can put yourself out there online now that they're starting to mature a little bit. There is putting yourself out there as an individual versus being part of a marketplace versus maybe other things that might come along. So we'll definitely have the discussion.
Absolutely. I'd love to come back. We can even bring our CEO in. He's a big deal. So our CEO, Curtis Christopherson, he is from Canada, owns the largest fitness, personal training fitness chain in all of Canada. He would be a great guest for you to have. You would love him. He's just a wealth of knowledge. So we'll send Curtis over your way.
Perfect. Yes. We'll message about it offline. I love it.
Thanks so much.
All right. I'm going to bring you off screen and then I'm just going to wind everybody down. And thank you so much for doing this.
Kelly. Talk to you soon.
We'll talk to you soon. All right, y'all. So that is Barb Brodowsky, and she talked all about career longevity, thinking about the ways that you can expand your role in the fitness industry past being an instructor or a personal trainer. And then we talked about workout, and that's WRKOUT.com. And they're going to be auditioning new personal trainers and instructors soon. So right now that's in the beta phases. I promised to give away a few registrations to the boot camp. So the boot camp is happening again in April. We are revamping everything about it because so many of us are already online. We don't need that piece of it. So we're going to keep the tech pieces kind of outside of the live lessons, but we're going to include more business and marketing training. And it's going to be called Sell Out Your Program. So the hashtag is going to be SoYope now. And that's going to happen at the end of April. And you guys, the first 3 people to comment, kind of raising their hand and say, I want in, will get free registration. So raise your hand. Let us know you want in on that boot camp that's going to happen at the end of April. SoYope, Sell Out Your Program, and we will put you in. And then for the rest of us, you can go to fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp. And y'all, I will see you again next week. All right.